This is sad times for the people in this country. We're right on the verge of World War III. And there are a number of people in this country that don't see that. Now, the news is talking about North Korea. And that's not our only problem. But I will say if North Korea pierces these lands, we are to respond at the same level we responded with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay? We have no choice. Because see, that was the point to whereas we let everybody know that we're not playing. Okay? And we're gonna have to do that now. This country is so divided, and because we have President Trump, and since then we've had I don't know how many riots and protests all over this country by some of everyone because of President Trump's views on life and people. He let us know what he was going to do. He really did. But we didn't hear him. We were listening, but we didn't hear him. And now we have a lot of people that are upset that he's president. But right now, he's probably the best president for us to have, because it brings out who our true enemies are and who we need to think about. See, now, Russia is very upset with us, or USSR, because we beat them in the arms race. President Trump came out talking about the arms race. That's saying we're not going to actually be blowing up people or whatever. We'll play the arms game where we'll start, you know, blowing up places, supposedly isolated places, and see whose weapon is the most powerful. Well, we proved to Russia that we were more powerful in all of our technologies. So they don't like us for certain. And Japan, we have some problems today, even with them. Although they may be wishy-washy, look like they want to go on the side that's favorable to the United States, I don't think we should trust it. Because they're not going to forget Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They're hoping that they can unite with someone. Russia would be a good ally of us. And now, excuse me, we have to worry about also China. See, look at our country. It's not like other countries are friendly to us per se. We're the dominating country. They don't like it. Each of them want to be dominating, but they don't mind uniting together to possibly hit us. And then now we have to talk about the individuals that we are already at war with. Pretty much all of the Islamic countries we're at war with, and we have to look at it that way. You're upset about how Trump is not allowing people to come in? He has to do that, because we already have too many that are here that are terrorists within. And that's through the businesses, mainly. Through commerce, mainly. You will see who will have the banks and the businesses. They know how to operate in this country. Some of them have been here for a long time and are citizens. And out of some of those that are citizens that are from here, from all over, there are a few of them that will not fight for the life of this country, because it's not really their country. Now, those that have been here the longest will probably be the least problem of ours. Now, let's look at who's been migrating here recently, and those are Muslim countries. They have opened up all of the stores around here. Now, the black Muslims tried to indicate what they were doing, but they did it in a violent manner. When they went into the grocery stores and tore down stuff and cussed and all that stuff, saying, "You're not real Muslim. You have a store here and you selling pork to my people and stuff that you would not eat. But you're selling it to us." To the black Muslims that came out and said that, were saying that that's not how Muslims are supposed to do. But because of where they set their stores up in African American communities, people, I've been doing a special on receipts to see if we are even given receipts. There's so many of those stores, unless you ask for a receipt, will not bother to give you one. And most of those stores that are willing to chance that look like dealing with this city, they're also selling beer and wine, if not hard alcohol. The similar trend for those that sell hard alcohol, it looks like they also have Lotto. And since they've been in our community, they've let us know in a number of ways that they feel that they're smarter than us, because that's how they were taught. Black people can't count. They're stupid. They're drug addicts and alcoholics. All you have to do is put some beer and wine, and the right kinds of beer and wine, in the stores, and you'll have them. Guess what? It looks like it came out that way. We have most of our stores that are being operated here are from people that are not from this country. But we allowed it. And now we want to be angry about it. When we allowed it. African Americans. Now, it appears that we don't have very many black businesses in Oakland, California right now. They're all closing down for one reason or another. Now, I want to deal with my hometown mainly, which is Oakland. I'm from Oakland. My people had businesses and property and things on 7th Street when it was booming. Okay? Now, I remember a lot of it as a little girl. Oakland was very highly looked at, and people came from all over to come to Oakland, even downtown Oakland. people walking up and down the streets all day and all the way up into the evening, and no one had to worry about somebody hitting somebody over the head, snatching their purse and all that. That came in later, which meant that if the people weren't going to be walking up and down the streets anymore, that the stores were going to lose money. If the stores lose money, then they have to fire people. This has been the trend for a long time in Oakland. Okay? Even we've had some newest businesses that came to Oakland, and somehow they had to leave because they weren't making the money that makes sense for them to stay. Bottom line, when I did my research, many of those businesses said that Oakland stole them blind. There was not enough security for them to pay for that made sense. So they left. They weren't making the profit for being here. They couldn't even hire Oakland. They have Oakland residents I seen myself on film that they hired to be in some of these stores that opened here. Now, rather than having you guys arrested, I thought that should have been a good way to let folks know what's going on. Arrest all of their asses. They stole something and you hired them. They just wasn't a person right off the streets. You should let everybody know that you're not hiring any thieves and you know how to catch them. And this is what was going on in Oakland. And rather than those businesses say anything and be sued for being racist, they moved. They moved. Because whether it was black people or not that stole them blind, they're going to think it that way. Because that's how everyone has been conditioned, including us. We believe a lot of things that we have been conditioned to believe. We still have a slave mentality. We're still slaves. And don't even realize that we have a slave mentality. But see, it looks like it's going to last for a few more 100 years. I don't know. The rate we going as African Americans, black people, colored, Negroes, whatever you want to call yourselves these days. Because I'm running into folks that don't even want to be called black still. Or Afro-American, because they didn't originate from Africa. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. If you have been labeled as such, you're going to be treated as such. And what's so cold about it is skin deep. Because, see, we are a part of each other, all of us. Just pretty much into every nationality, there's a dark part of it. Which should let you know, all of us go back to Africa. But nobody wants to really talk about that. Then we really don't have to talk about that. Because others know about themselves more than African Americans know. We're going to have to learn more about ourselves, because even the dark people in the Asiatic countries and where they have dark, you know, in the Hispanic countries or whatever they want to call them, they have dark people. They all do. I mean dark, darker than me. It's clear that they got some dark in them, okay, from somewhere. And look like dark come from Africa. Up in there somewhere. So what's going on here, we are all of each other. We're all your relatives, every last one of them out there that you see, you want to call them not your relative? You better think about it. And see, some of you white folks, the only reason why the white supremacist people want to do what they want to do to make a pure race, they're trying to make a pure race because their race is not pure. Whole bunch of you white folks got some black up in you. May not be no more than 1 or 2%, but it will show you got some dark color in you somewhere. Get a DNA. A lot of white folks don't really want to do DNA tests right now because they already know. They haven't purified their family enough, I'll say, to where the bloodline will probably still show. All I know is, in my DNA, I'm 70% African, 30%, I'll say, European. That's basically what they said. I'll do it again when I go through that whole segment again, dealing with reparations, because we're going to have to prove that we have some African in us, okay? And that may not be easy for some of us. I didn't realize that until I got my own DNA. And now, see, I'm a skeptical person, so I am going to get a third DNA. That was my second DNA test that I took. I'm going to get a third DNA. And I'm going to compare, you know, all 3 of them. But in addition to that, I'm going to pay for someone else in my family to get a DNA that I know that's blood, to get a DNA at these companies to see if they're able to bring in family people, because they're consistently emailing me, this last people I did, saying that we've run into someone that looked like it'd be a part of your family or whatever. I've never did anything associated with that, because I'm going to do at least 1 more, maybe even 2 more DNA tests to see what services that are provided by these companies in addition to giving you your DNA stuff. Because if they're gathering this DNA information, they should be able to do some comparative stuff, in which this is what they said they would do. Now, I'm going to talk more about that when I talk about the reparations and stuff. But anyway, it's going to be up to us black folk to take care of us. Now, I want you to think seriously about we might go into war. So what I'm going to do is do basically what I did for Y2K, and earthquake preparedness. Okay, I'm going to talk more about this with reparations, because you're going to have to prepare yourself for a number of things. This is sad times. Sad times. We're going to go into war. And we're going to have to think about that.